right. What is up, everybody? Let's get right down to it. The Liver King freaking lied. No kidding. I will admit, I believe because I'm a very optimistic person. Not necessarily, for people, I don't like to think bad of people, but also I was hoping that perhaps I too could achieve that method without that physique without using steroids, because I'm a big fan of biohacking and hacking science, and I'm like, maybe there's some trick that most people don't know about that maybe I could figure it out. But part of me knew. I knew. It's just there's no way you can do that. And yeah, guy is totally not natural, and no kidding. And everybody is holding his feet to the fire for it. But what's interesting is them out on Instagram after the scandal broke, and it seemed that he didn't lose a lot of followers. So it'd be very fascinating to see whether or not his business completely collapses, or if he actually rebounds and just keeps on going. Will this apology suffice? And make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to tie all of this into how we as young men can learn from this and avoid these pitfalls going later. But first off, let's just rate the apology video. On the one hand, it's a plus for me because he actually apologizes. It's not one of those videos where they just beat around the bush and talk about how good they are and whatnot. I mean, he does do that, but he actually says the words, "I made a mistake and what I did was wrong and I am sorry." A lot of apology videos, they don't even contain an apology, but he actually said that. But and that makes apology video a bit more palatable for me, in that he immediately launches into, I did what I did because people are committing suicide and stuff because they're not living their greatest life. It's like, yeah, it's like he immediately positions himself as like a moral hero, as if that makes lying any better. Like the ends don't justify the means. You lied and deceived millions of people. I'm assuming believed him, but there's a lot of people who know nothing about fitness and know nothing about dieting or working out, and they believed that if they just did what he did, they would get that big, and that's not true. And I think that would actually, the disappointment that some of those people feel when they realize that he's cheating and using steroids might actually stop them from going back to the gym, might actually keep them from sticking to a diet. It might actually have the opposite effect. So, lying is never good, because when it comes out, and it often undoes any sort of good thing that you were trying to do. So just because you're trying to do a good thing, if you do it in a bad way, people are going to associate the good thing that you were trying to do with the bad thing, and it will undo any good progress that you may have made. And so honestly, this comes down to can we just be honest with ourselves and be authentic and preach our message without lying? We live in a very, social media driven age where everything has to be extreme in order to get attention quickly. You realize that if you look at other entrepreneurs and people who have been doing it for 10 years, like Gary Vee, it took a long time for them to get traction. But the reason they're around 10, 20 years into their career and still going strong is because they're authentic. They don't lie. They don't pretend to be something else. They are who they are, and they learn how to be great at being who they are and give whatever product it is they're selling of them just being who they are. So what can we learn from this? A short-term gain for bad lying is it always goes away. Easy come, easy go. So if you're a young man and you're thinking, maybe I should cheat a little bit, maybe I should lie about this or that to cut in and get it, oftentimes, if you do have a moral conscience, it will haunt you. You might not be able to sleep well at night. That'll affect your emotions, might affect your personal life as well. Who knows? And then also, if it comes out, there's a very strong chance that you will lose everything that you got, or you will lose relationships that actually meant something to you. And so it's always great to be honest up front, and anything that comes fast can also be lost quickly. A lot of times, the things that we really, really want and need in life take a long time to build, but then they also last a lot longer after that. You want to be thinking on like a 30, 20, 40-year time horizon, not necessarily, I want to be rich today and I'll do anything to get it. Because if you're not in tune with who you are, then you're probably going to force yourself to do things that don't actually like doing. And if you do succeed in getting what you want, you realize that it did make you happy and now, in order to keep the success that you got, you have to continue doing the thing that you don't like. And now you're in that bad position because you didn't figure out who you were and you didn't operate from a position of authenticity. So now you're stuck in this successful position that you don't want to lose, but you're not happy. And so operating from a place of personal honesty, as in you're honest with yourself, you're not lying to yourself, and you're actually congruent with who you say you are and who you actually are and who you're trying to become is actually congruent. That is a recipe for a lot more sustainable growth, sustainable success that will last you to the end of your lifetime, as opposed to some short flash in the pan success that can be completely undone once your lies are revealed. So I would encourage you guys, don't lie, don't cheat, become synchronized with yourself, figure out who you are, and then practice and become a master of being who you are, being authentic, and then just put in ridiculous amounts of work into something that you actually like doing for the long run, and eventually you'll be more successful, and there won't be any lies haunting you, and there won't be any scandals that can undo your success once you have it. And so those are my thoughts on the Liver King. I hope that we can learn something from this. I want to hear your thoughts though. Leave down below. Let's get right on.